Hello and welcome to Saturday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where the day has got away from me today. It's 6 o'clock and I haven't done a video yet. It's awful, awful, awful pressure. And the puzzle I'm meant to be doing is called The Keep, and it's by Myxo, who is a total genius. The only good thing is that it's small. So hopefully that means it will at least be achieved. I won't have to fill in so many numbers as I would with a normal 9x9, although... oh, I do. Okay, yeah, so these numbers, these things outside the grid may need to be filled. Don't know. But this is some sort of numbered rooms anti-night jiggery pokery. And apparently it is brilliant. We had one email about it saying that it was absolutely incredible puzzle. And it certainly has a miracle-esque quality, really, doesn't it? Because there's nothing in the grid at all, and just some circles outside. Anyway, I will read the rules of The Keep in a moment or two's time, but I must get on. I've got things to tell you about. It is the 1st of February, and that means if you're a patron of the channel over on Patreon, it's Happy Birthday Day, because we have got a brand new competition starting today. Where's My Mama? Which is it's by the Paint by Numbers Institute, as you can see, and it's been live since 4 o'clock. And so this is great because this is actually the current situation. I just loaded this up before I turned on the webcam, so you can see 119 have already done the sample puzzles, and then yeah, there's somebody who's busy ploughing through the puzzles, has done the 4th and the 5th puzzle. On the 6th puzzle, if I remember at the end, I might refresh it and see if the racer has got a lot further. But anyway, as you can see, lots of puzzles in the pack, and if you'd like to be in with a chance of winning the competition, do check it out. Do join us on Patreon. It supports the channel and it keeps us going. So we would be most grateful for that, and it's only a couple of bucks a month. It is the best value puzzle entertainment, frankly. Any sort of entertainment that you can possibly get. The number of hours of pleasure that you can get from our Patreon per cent spent is I think pretty prodigious. Anyway, what else can I tell you about? I've got birthdays to do, so I'm going to do those. I'm so terrified about not getting the video live by 8:30. Let's do birthdays. In fact, I'll start off by wishing Mason, it was your birthday yesterday. And I know this because your wife Brittany wrote to us, and when I saw Brittany's email today, which was a reminder email about the fact I didn't do the announcement yesterday, I felt awful. But I did check, and I haven't got the first email, Brittany, so I'm really sorry about that. I don't know where it's gone. I did check. I checked spam. I checked all sorts of places, but I couldn't see it. But I should have wished Mason a happy birthday for yesterday. And I didn't. And Mason, I hope you had a great birthday. Brittany did write, we don't know what's happened to the email, and many happy returns. I hope you had chocolate cake, and I hope it was suitably festive in terms of icing. Now, another birthday, and this is for today, although it's down there in Melbourne. So by the time you see this, Ali, who's turning 17, it might be the day after your birthday. But I know it's your birthday because your brother wrote to us. Your brother Dom, I think, if I remember rightly. And I've got a picture. I've got a picture of the two of you together. Here we go. Oh, not in the right place, of course. But this was apparently was it a football match? I'm not sure if it's an Aussie rules, because I've seen Aussie rules. That's definitely not like soccer. But this is the two of you at a football match, and Ali, I'll tell you, your brother described you as the kindest, funniest person you could ever meet, and also an amazing artist. So, Ali, I hope you have an absolutely brilliant birthday, or you had an absolutely brilliant birthday today. I hope there was some chocolate cake. I'm pretty certain your weather at the moment is better than mine. I don't think, actually, do the two of you live that far from Mount Eliza, which is where I have relatives on the outskirts of Melbourne. I'm not sure that you do live too far away. Anyway, many happy returns. Now, let's have a look at The Keep by Myxo, and I will read you the rules of the puzzle. They are as follows. Sudoku, it says. I'm going to read these rules carefully after what happened earlier in the week. Fill the outline grid with the digits 1 to 6, such that no digit repeats in a row, column, or region. Okay, so that's normal 6x6 rules. Numbered rooms. Fill all circles with the digits from 1 to 6. A digit n in a circle indicates that the xth cell in that row or column, viewed from the direction of the clue, contains the digit x, where digit n, where x is the digit in the cell next to the clue. Right, so let's just do an example. If that was a 4, okay, so that's the digit being indexed effectively into this row. So you have to look at this digit, I think. So if this digit was a 1, actually it couldn't be a 1, because I think that would be saying write the digit 4 into the first position, which obviously it couldn't be if that was 1. But if that was 2, you'd write 4 there. If it was 3, you'd write 4 there. If it was, or it couldn't be 4 either, could it? Because that would say write 4 there and you get 2 4s in the row. And if it was 5, you'd write 4 there. And if it was 6, you'd write 4 there and take that 4 out. So that is how numbered rooms work. It's quite a straightforward rule, but I haven't done that many puzzles with numbered rooms clues, but I've always been surprised by how much they do, because they don't feel like they do very much to me. Anyway, we then got anti-knight. Right. Digits placed a chess knight's move apart cannot be the same. And this includes digits in circles. What? Oh, I see. Okay, so alright, well let's just deal with a digit in the grid first. So if that digit is green, now a chess knight could jump to those squares. So none of these purple squares could contain whatever's in the green square. However, in this puzzle there is also something else going on, isn't there? So whatever that digit is, it's not that restricted. So it can't go in those squares, because those would be a chess knight's move apart. So we have to play chess as well with these digits outside the grid. Anyway, that is all the rules. Let me check. Yeah, I can't scroll any further than that. So do have a go. Have a go at the Keep by Myxo. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now, I get to play. Let's get cracking. And the first thing I'm thinking about here is this is because I'm feeling very desperate and I'm wondering whether I can shortcut this puzzle. There is some Sudoku theory that applies for 6x6 puzzles. I want to say this is Kurt Hugo Schneider taught me this. Kurt Hugo, of course, the amazing YouTuber, properly big YouTuber, also a sort of polymath in my opinion. And just a sound guy, somebody who I have a sort of parasocial friendship with now. But Kurt Hugo wrote me an email. I think it was years ago now. I don't remember, but I've always remembered that. I've remembered the principle of the email. I think. Yeah, there is something about 6x6s with knight's moves, and I think it might also be if a puzzle has a diagonal constraint, but don't get cross with me if that's wrong. But I think that there is a rule that if you have an anti-knight constraint in a 6x6, then the grid gets checkerboarded, by which I mean that you can only put, so say those digits, let's give those a colour, let's say they were green, and let's say those digits were orange. So that's obviously, that's just an arbitrary colouring of box 1 of the grid. But in a 6x6 with a knight's move constraint, I think that sort of checkering propagates through the puzzle. I'm actually feeling it. So in other words, this is what would happen, and then these would all be orange, obviously, by dint of sort of Sudoku after that. So you get this pattern. Now I'm realizing as I'm saying this that it's not really good enough, is it, for me to just say that and assert it? I'm actually going to have to prove it, and I've got no clue how to prove this. It can't be that difficult to prove, can it? Okay. How are we going to do this? So what I'm saying is that if you apply this colouring to box 1, which you obviously can, well, that digit in the puzzle is clearly not orange. So I can colour that one green. In fact, that one is clearly orange. Okay, I looked at this one first because I could see, I was thinking about whether this could be orange. And I could see that the knight's move, it sees all orange digits in box 1, so that's definitely green. But actually I could have done this one first. This shows how useless I am at knowing whatever this proof is. But that one sees those two by knight's move and that one by Sudoku, so that's definitely orange. So we are at least being able to do a bit of colouring in this one. Oh yeah. Look, that's very straightforward actually. That square, that sees all of those because of the knight's move constraint. It sees those two, so that's definitely green. So maybe this isn't as bad as I feared it might be. This one, that must be the same logic. That sees all the oranges, so that's green, and now we can colour this box, right? And that must propagate, mustn't it? So everything I've done there must equally apply here, because all I'm doing is shifting that logic down. So it must. So all we've got to do now to prove that this is a valid thing to think about is to somehow move this logic over here. Now, how do we do that? Because that one's not in reach. I want this to be green, but it obviously doesn't see that one quite, because that's not a knight's move away. Oh, yeah, well, yes, it is green. Sorry, because the way to prove this is green is it can't be orange. It sees those three. That's much more straightforward. Okay, so that must work there as well. That one sees, yeah, that one sees the 3 green, so that one's orange. Oh, so it's not too bad. And then that logic must apply just by symmetry down here, because we can just apply that logic horizontally, can't we? And now all we've got to do is keep that going one more time. So I want this to be orange. So if it was green, how could that be green? Let's just think about that. If that was green, it's obviously not those two by knight's move and Sudoku, so it would be the same as that one, which means in box 3 it wouldn't be this one, would it? So and it wouldn't be this one by Sudoku, so it would be that one, and it would be that one. This is getting a bit tricky now. And then in box 4 it would be there. And please, does that mean it can't go anywhere? No, it doesn't. That doesn't work. Well, I mean, when I say it doesn't work, it means my proof doesn't work, because that, I can't see why that wouldn't be a legitimate arrangement. Oh, okay, that's no, this is not a good start. Oh, well, it was going beautifully, wasn't it? So how could I prove that isn't green? Or how can I, so if that was orange, that would be the same as that one. It's just going to be the same logic, is it? I presume. In fact, I think it's worse. Orange would be in one of those. Orange would be in one. No, I don't like that. That is worse. Okay. Okay, maybe we've got to do numbers. Sorry. I should have thought about this, but I didn't. I didn't. Okay, so what we've got there is that the even digits are always in orange. So one of those would be 5. I'm actually trying to even see. I can't really see any useful principles that are emerging here. If I'm what do we do then? This is 4, 5. Maybe start with the top row. These are 4, 5, 6. That's not 5. That's not 6 by dint of the knight's move. These are 1, 2, 3. That's not 2. That's not 3. But any of these can be 1, can't they? Five. 2 is in one of those by dint of Sudoku. And 5 is in one of those by dint of Sudoku. I'm sorry, this is proving more challenging than I'd expected, actually. God, wow. Okay, I've got something. Oh, this is vicious. Right, where's 2 in this box? And the answer is in one of those squares. Now that is interesting, because this pattern is one I'm familiar with from Knight's Move puzzles. So if you see this pattern, the thing to think about is, can that digit be a 2? And the answer is no, because if that digit's a 2, it wipes 2 out of all of those squares because of the Knight's Move constraint plus Sudoku. And that logic also applies invertedly here to there. So neither of those can be a 2, so that gets me a 2 in this column, and 2 is orange. So that's propagated it very slightly. Okay, so this is now 1 or 3. 1 or 3 is a green digit. So I've almost got the shading to work. All we've got to do is somehow, if we can prove that's 5, we're home and hosed, aren't we? Oh, well, I can do the same trick. Oh, it's so right. It's nothing to do. It's completely not what I've been doing. The way to do this is to focus on these digits in these 2 boxes, because the effect is basically the same. The 5 here forces a 5 into one of these squares, and therefore the 5 is in one of those, and those patterns emerge. So you take the 5 out of the middle exactly the same way we took the 5s out of the 2, and that's a 5, and now that's green. And if that's orange, and now I don't need anything more, because we proved before how you could propagate this pattern down the grid, so I must be able to propagate that pattern down the grid, and therefore there is a checkerboarding. Oh my goodness me, that was very, very, very inelegant, but I have done it. That is true. I hope that you agree that I did prove it, and that is a very a very strange way to introduce the puzzle, and also, frankly, has that even helped us? It must help us. It must help us. Because if we know there's checkerboarding, and there is, what does that mean for the purposes of the puzzle? So that means that... Hang on. Sorry, now I've got to think about the numbered rooms thing, and I don't really understand numbered rooms very well. So if I try and make that digit orange, it couldn't be those 2 oranges. But oh, well... Oh, I can't do. Can I do? I can't do Sudoku with these, can I? Hang on. No, no. Sorry, I was suddenly thinking maybe I could just say this isn't orange because it sees those 3 oranges. But that would assume that's a Sudoku digit. It's not a Sudoku digit. It's a numbered rooms clue. So I am allowed to say if that's orange, it's not those 2. So it would be that one. So if that's orange, it's that one, which is that one in row 2. That doesn't work. Hang on, this is weird. I'm not understanding this. All I was thinking there is I couldn't put that digit in that box. If those 2 are both the same digit. Hang on. What? Hang on, I don't understand. Fill all the circles. A digit N. So if this is green, then that cell is even. Because if that is a green digit, this should be the numbered rooms clue. So it's saying put that green digit into a valid green cell in the row, and the green cells are positions 2, 4, and 6. If this is orange, which is the reason I started with orange, is that I can see that's got the knight's move restriction. If that's orange, then it is true that it's there. Oh, so that's a 5 is what we're saying. Is that what we're saying? That would be a 5. If this is orange, it's that one. So these are the same digit, because it can't be those 2. So it's that one. Oh, but that's, hang on, that breaks the numbered rooms clue. Oh, this is so weird. Right, okay. I don't quite know how I'm meant to think about it, but I think I've now proved that I've proved that's not orange, haven't I? Or have I not proved that? I'm not even sure now. If that's orange, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. If that's orange, I'm saying in this column, it definitely goes there. That is true. So it can be orange, but if it's orange, it goes there. But now, why did I think it went there? Is that not right? No, that's not right. That's not right. Okay, sorry. I think I'd got confused. Because if it goes there and it's there, then in this box here, it goes in one of those. So it's actually not that one, which is good, because that way I couldn't see how we would put that digit in that box. Well, is it good? No, it's not good. It's not good, because now it can be orange. Oh, but it can't be. It can't be a 5 in orange. Oh, so sorry. I'm being so slow about this. I know I am, and my brain's getting stressed because if I can't do it, then I'm going to have to find a very quick other puzzle to look at. If this is orange, it's definitely that digit, which by Sudoku in this box is definitely in one of those positions. So this clue would be a 1 or a 3. So actually, all we're getting is that digit is not. Hang on, what are we getting? No, it's not. We don't know anything about this digit. We know that digit, which is indexing this digit, is not 5. Yeah, that's correct. That is correct, because that digit is there and therefore is in one of those positions, which means that this cell would be a 1 or a 3. So this cell is either 1, 3, 2, 4 or 6. Right. But doesn't that just work for all of these? Well, it's certainly for all those, maybe not that one, but I don't know actually. I'm not confident enough to say that it works for here as well. I don't know if that's orange or not. It can be orange. But if that was green, which is the digit it will see by night's move, then that digit would be there, and then it would be there. That works. If this digit is orange, which is the digit that affects the night's move, that will be there, and it will be in one of those. Yeah, this does work. So for those 4, I don't know about this one because I'm not sure if it's different because it's on the edge. But for those 4, the logic is sound. You cannot put 5 into any of those squares because it just doesn't work. Because for this to be an odd number, or for this to be an odd, for the colours here, this is so difficult to explain, but for the colours here to be such that they're getting indexed into an odd position within the row, it would be necessary, because of the way the knight's move interacts with the checkerboarding, for the numbered rooms clue to be a 1 or a 3, if assuming it's not a 2, 4, 6. We are looking at the colour that is most relevant for the knight's move. And just to explain that again, when I'm saying the colour that's most relevant for the knight's move, obviously, let's say obviously, hopefully it's obvious, if that's orange, it doesn't see any cells by knight's move. That's the nature of this checkerboarding. So if it's orange, there is no restriction on it. If it's green, it is restricted because it can't be those 2. So in the column, that one would be that one, and then in this box, it would be one of those 2, which means that this clue would be a 1 or a 3 if this was green. It could never be 5. Now, this might work here, but I'm less confident. If that is orange, then yeah, that's fine, isn't it? It's just, if it's orange, it's not that one. And that's it. That's all you need. It's in one of those 2 positions. So it's easier. It's easier, actually. If that's orange, it's not there, so it's in one of those 2. So if it's orange, this is a 1 or a 3. And if it's green, it's a 2, 4 or 6. So actually, this is a useful thing, because none of those squares can be 5. It's impossible. So that's 5, and we have a digit in the puzzle. And that is presumably going to be very helpful, because if you get a digit in these knight's move things, as you can see, well, no, you can't see, but if given these patterns that exist within them, you can normally do magic, although no, you can't. No, you can't. It doesn't work at all. Okay, I've got a 5 here. Oh no, 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 that's rotten. Does this work everywhere though? So are we able to say that the same is true for these? It must be the same, mustn't it? Okay, let's work this out. So if this one was green, oh no, hang on, it's awful. It's different, I think. Well, I'm wondering whether I'm meant to come back to these. I'm going to look at these again. I'm going to claim, for exactly the same reasons that we looked over here, none of those squares can have a 5 in its numbered room position. And that's not actually going to do anything, is it? So it takes 5 out of this square. I'm sure that must be right. The logic must be symmetrical. If that's green, yeah, that is symmetrical. So the 5 is in one of those two squares. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know. I am being useless at this puzzle. This puzzle's hard, actually. Can that one? I don't. Yeah, the problem is, I got excited when well, I didn't get excited. I got disheartened. No, that's a totally different word. If that's green, it's not the same pattern, because what we're saying then is that this digit in row 2 is there, which means it's in one of those two positions in box 1. And I don't think that's helpful at all, is it? Oh, well, okay. Hang on. Hang on a moment. If that's green, I'm struggling to see how this square's a 5, but I'm probably just... Well, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. I think I'm going mad. I don't understand at all. If that's green, we're saying it's this digit. Which is saying it's in one of those two squares. But if that's 5, so what I'm wondering is if... Oh, that can't be 5 by knight's move, actually. Oh, maybe that's how to think about it. I hadn't thought of knight's moves. That's seeing that by knight's move. So if that's green, that's 1 or 3. Which, okay, so if it's 1, that makes sense. If it's 3, it's saying write that digit in there. I don't know. I'm still not sure. I'm rapidly reaching the conclusion I'm completely clueless about how this puzzle actually works. I've got a horrible feeling that what I'm meant to do is to heavily pencil mark, like consider all the options for these circles. I definitely do not want to do that. I do not want to do that. That is I'm very clear about that. But that one, is that easier than that one because it sees 2 greens in its box? So if that's green, it's that one, and that can't... Right, that's not a 5, I think. But that's going to make that a 5. I didn't want that to be a 5, but maybe that's just because I was misunderstanding that one. I think this one can't be green. No, that's wrong. I think it can be green. It can be green, but only if it's a 1, maybe. Right, if that's green, it's not those two, is it? So it is this one, and that's in the first position. And I do know enough about numbered rooms to say that if this digit is in that position, the only way that can happen is if they're both 1. So I think if this is green, it's 1. And if it's orange, this cell is 2, 4, 6. So this digit is never 5. That digit is 1, 2, 4, or 6. And I don't know the colour of this. But that does place 5 in this box and 5 there. And 5 there. Oh, well, that's going to give me all the 5s if that's right. Why did I think that couldn't be a 5? Yes, okay, that's right, isn't it? Because of this clue. We worked out all horizontal clues, as they apply to this pattern, can't have a 5 adjacent to them. So that is correct. So that could never have been a 5 because of this clue. So that's a 5, and all the 5s are done. Good grief. Right, that is 6 5s we have put in the grid. And therefore, this is completely absurd. Therefore, all we've got to do is see which of these 5s affects things. And the things that they affect are going to be... Goodness only knows. That one can't be 5 because of knight's move. So if this one was green, yeah, okay, I understand something about this one now. If this is green, it's not those two, is it, by the knight's move? So it has to go there, and it would have to be a 1. Because again, these two would be in the same position. So that's 1, 2, 4, or 6. And we don't know its colour because it could absolutely be orange. So let's try this one. If that one's green, well, that is green, sorry. If this is green, again, that has to be a 1. So this is 1, 2, 4, or 6. So does that mean these two have that same property, don't they? Yes, okay, I've looked at that one. That had it. That one, what we can say is if that's orange, because that will be the thing that gets... These would be ruled out, and that would have to be orange, so these would both be 1. So that is 1, 2, 4, or 6. Sorry, this is now becoming a bit clearer to me. So... Right, so 3 is an orange digit. And I say that because in the panoply there are 3 green digits, which are those. They don't include 3. So orange includes a 3. And orange has a 3 in one of those, a 3 in one of these by Sudoku. Oh dear. So, what about that clue then? What's this? This clue. That if that's orange, it's 1 or 3. If it's orange. And 3 is an orange digit, so that's fine. Sorry, no, I know I'm being useless here. I am only too well aware of it. This is frankly what Myxo does to you. Myxo just exposes all of your inadequacies. What on earth am I meant to do now? The answer It's blowing in the wind. Oh dear. Right. Here is a point. I don't know if can that be true. I think it is true. If this is green now, if that's green, I don't think it can be. I don't know. I don't think it can be green anymore. Because of this 5, actually. So things have changed. The world has slightly evolved from where we were when we were looking at this before. And the way I'm seeing this is whatever this is, it has to find a home in row 3. And the home would not be in those 2 squares because of the knight's move, so it would be here. But if that's 5, that would have to be 5, and it would clash here. So that digit is even, which means that digit is orange. And that's the first circle I've got coloured outside the grid. So what you do, I've got something. So what you do is you colour this digit. Yes, that's what you do. You colour this digit, so that's going there, and you hope it's going to hit circles, and it's so far this has been a total waste of time. No, it hits that circle and that circle. Right, and why am I interested in that hitting a circle? Is it's even. So those are now even. And that means that these circles are definitely orange, is what I'm going to say. Because the numbered room clue is indexing into an even position. So now can I do that for this one then? If this was green, it would go there. If that's green, it goes there. So it goes there, so it is 1. Oh, okay. And that would be a 1, and that would be a 1. Okay, let's actually give these a colour as well. I mean, it's totally obvious, but let's just give those a colour as well. We'll give those lime green. So this digit is in all of these positions. And I'm sorry, but I am going to pencil mark it today, just so I have to sort of try and think about how these clues are influenced. Now this is 1, 2, 4, or 6. And that's being looked at by 2 numbered rooms clues. So I must be able to do something with this. If this is 1, both of these are 1. Right, what if it's 2? If it's 2, both of these are orange. But they could be, they can be different, and they would be different. If it's 4, both of those are what's being indexed. If it's 6, both of those are being indexed. But there's no, that's horrible. I don't think I know. Oh dear, dear, dear. I'm so sorry. Oh goodness, this is not, I don't think this is easy actually, this puzzle. I never thought it was likely to be particularly easy. I've had 44 minutes, that's flown past. What have we not looked at? Can I colour these more? If that is orange, why do I think that's orange? I can't even, oh, that's because of this numbered rooms clue. That was not because of anything clever I did. If that was orange, it would be the same as... It would be a 1 if it was orange, actually, that one. Ah, that's interesting. Right, I'm going to look at that. If that's orange, what I'm seeing there is that well, it's simply where's the orange digit in this box, because that one sees those two by the knight's move. So that digit, if it's orange, is there. But where is it then in box 1? It's not here because that cell is a knight's move away from this one. So it is there. And if it's there, if those two digits are the same, they're obviously 1 because this is in the first position. So if this is orange, it's 1. So that digit is either 1, 2, 4, or 6. And we are edging our way to a 3 in the corner, perhaps, because that logic, I'm going to say, might apply here. I don't see why it wouldn't, but that might be ignorance on my part. If that's orange, what happens? Actually, I'm not sure now. Well, no, it's still fine. It still works the same. If that's orange, two things follow. Firstly, those are not orange, so that's orange. And now in this box, that's the only orange cell that can go. Because if that's orange and that's orange, this can't be orange. Or, I mean, this can't be that digit, because it would be a knight's move away from itself. So it would go there, so it would be 1. So it does work the same way. And that means that if this is orange, this is a 1. And if it's not orange and this is green, this is even. So this digit, so that is the most weird thing that's happened in here. So in fact, it is really weird, because the way you solve the puzzle, the way I've solved the puzzle, what you're meant to do is to look at that column of circles and realise none of these can be a 5, placing 5, then revert back to them a bit later and go, oh, and only one of them can be a 3. And it's that one. And... no! Well, that's not fair! That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight losing its religion. That is not fair. I don't know why that didn't trigger, but it didn't. Right. Okay, but that must do something to that. But let me just see if I can do anything better. So 3s are in these positions. What on earth? So, right, so this square is orange now, because that is indexing to this position. So, I don't know. I'm just going to label this if it's okay. I will label this A. So I'm saying that's A. Yeah, that's actually, this is good. This is good. Where is A now in this box? And it's not here, is it? Because that's a nice move away from A outside the grid. So A is there. So does that place 3? I think that can't be 3, can it? Because it's being indexed to there. No, it can't be 3. Yeah. So because this is A, I get to place 3. So that's 3, that's 3. So, oh, this is lovely. So that's 3. No, it's not quite lovely enough. I'm going to get X-winged on 3s here. Maybe I can propagate my A's. That's A. That's A. No, it's not going to work. A is in one of those, and A is in one of these. It nearly worked, but then it didn't. Okay, but now what do we do? Now we're going to look at well, let's label that digit up. We'll make that B. Now, that means this is B. B is in one of those. B is there, and B is in one of those. I probably should have used colours actually, but I just didn't think about it. So this square is now either well, this digit, I don't think, because this can't be A because it's a knight's move away from this. So this is 3 or B. Hang on, that's quite difficult to do. That's 3 or B. And by numbered rooms, that means that is purple is not now 4. So we'll take 4. Oh, whoopsie. We'll take 4 out of purple. So purple, wherever it appears, is 2 or 6. So this one is 2 or 6. Bobbins. Right. Okay. So this one looks interesting now, although I'm just thinking about that. I think that is interesting. I don't think this can be a 1. And the reason is that 1 would be orange, so I'd have to make this orange. But then neither A nor B could be this digit by the knight's move. So the only thing that available to this would be to be a 3, but that would require this to be a 3 to index to here. So that is green, and therefore this is definitely even. Right, so I need to figure out one of those. I need to get rid of 1 from one of these, don't I? And then I'll be able to propagate 1 around the grid. Or I need to establish Y, A. I don't know actually. If that's a 1, that's green. And these would all be 1s, so that would be a 1. That would be that would be 1s here. That's very, very likely, actually. All right, let's try this one. So if that's 1, that's orange. No. No, that's wrong. That definitely is wrong. Sorry. If this is orange, the way that works is that B, because this digit can't be those two, this would be a B. And that's being indexed into the 3rd position, so that should be a 3. That's not right. So this is green, and therefore this is not 1. And now I've got a 2, 4, 6 triple in column 1, and lime green is 1. And that is beautiful. That makes those two 1s, which are now lime green. This is a 1. Yeah. I don't see how you can, if you have a numbered rooms clue that's a, one of the few things I do understand is you have a numbered rooms clue that's a 1, it's the thing that's getting indexed into the grid is a 1. Right. So therefore, that B is not 1. B is not 1. So B is 2, 4 or 6. A is 2, 4 or 6. 4 is definitely appearing in the world of orange. This digit is green because this is even. This digit, we don't, if that was 3, oh golly gosh, I don't know now. This is still, it's still not finished, is it? I'm still, I keep floundering when I get to these, do I know that's orange? How do I know that's orange? I probably proved earlier it couldn't be green for some reason. Okay, so it's either B or A, this digit. I'm going to record that because it's indexing into either B's position or A's position. Is it these ones or that one? That one can't be 1 for what it's worth, which is, oh, well, no, that is worth some. I'm going to have that. I'm going to have that. If this is 1, so that can't be 1. It would be a knight's move away from itself. So this digit can't be 6, because that would make this a 1. So that's definitely worth doing. So B, which is that one. Oh, yeah, B is that one. It just hasn't got a label. So B, wherever it appears, which is one place is here, is 2 or 4. So this green digit is 5 or 1. Oh, please. I was thinking there must be a knight's move that sees this cell, but I don't think there is. B is 2 or 4, so that square is 2 or 4. Okay, can we do the same thing with this square then? So this digit, if it's... do we know what colour this is even? We know this is either 3 or A, which is 2, 4 or 6. But it's not 6, because that would be indexing a 1. That would force this to be a 1, which by knight's move is wrong. So this digit is 2, 3 or 4. And this is either 3 itself or it's A. Wow, I don't know. I'm feeling very slow again. Okay, that digit is B, so that's the 2 or the 4 digit. The A, wherever we see it, is 2, 4 or 6. And then we've got these horrible patterns of X-wings that I can't seem to get a grip on at all. If that's 3, that's 6. If that's B, that's B, that's 2, and B would be 4. And what's that one? Do we know anything about? We don't know anything about that, do we? It just doesn't see any orange digits by knight's move, so that's unhelpful in the extreme. Okay, this digit is not 1, so it's 2, 6 or 5. Is it seeing any of those digits by knight's move? I don't think so. If this digit is orange, it is the digit 3, isn't it? Because in this column it would have to be that digit. So this would be a 3. I don't feel like that works, but that might just be my own ineptitude. If that's a 3, I don't think it does work actually for this to be a 3. If that's an orange 3, let's just really put it in slowly so we can think about it. If that's an orange 3, I'm going to claim that that's an orange 3, because this can't be. And now I'm going to claim that that digit goes there in box 6, and it can't, because if that 3 is then in position 1, so that the numbers room clues clash, don't they? So I'm going to now claim that that digit is green, and it's not 1, which is a green digit. So that is either 2, 6 or 5. Now, if it's 5, this is 4. If it's 2 or... So this is not 3 is what we're learning. That cannot be 3 because that would imply this is orange. That's... Aha! So that one... So this is 3. And we get the 3s sorted out at last. I don't know how helpful that's going to be. Actually, A is apparently 2 or 4. Why do I think that? That's huge if that's true. Why do I think this wasn't 6? Oh, it wasn't 6, yeah, because that would put 1 here. That's beautiful. So now I've got a 2-4 pair in A and B. And that means that purple is 6. That's got to do it, hasn't it? 2 or 4, so this digit is 5 or 6. This digit is 2 or 4, so this digit is 5 or 6. This digit is now B, because we're indexing into the A. Sorry, so it's not B. Sorry, this is going down there. This digit is definitely not 6 anymore. So that we've got 2-4 pairs all over the place. So this digit is green now, isn't it? Because this is indexing into a green position, and that's it. This is the clue. Because look, if this was a 2, this would be a 1, and the knight's move would break the world. So that is 4. That's 2, and that means that B has become 4 by Sudoku. Good grief. This is such a clever puzzle, Myxo. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. It's almost ridiculous how clever this is. Now, that's now a 2. 6, that's 3. 3 is a 2. 4 is a 1. So it's... Oh, that's so strange. This is a 3. This is a 1. This is a 6, and that's a 5, and that might be the solution to the puzzle. It's taken me over an hour. That was not how long this was meant to take. I thought it would be quick because it was a 6x6, and I had no clue that firstly I'd have to resurrect some old theory, prove an old theory, and then completely have a mind blank on how these clues work. But it's so clever. I mean, that is a miracle-esque Sudoku. I mean, it's lunacy. It's lunacy that you can create this. How do you do this, Myxo? The last 3 puzzles, I mean, maybe longer than that, but the last 3 puzzles I've done by Myxo, every one of them has been jaw-dropping. Just totally and utterly ridiculous. It must be right. It is right. It's not had that many solves. 20 in over a month for a Myxo puzzle. Anyway, there we go. I've conquered the keep. I've got to go and edit the video. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.